Hello, we're live. Thank you so much for joining us. Hello, Eric. Thank you. You've got here very early. Many thanks. I'm really looking forward to this one. It's going to be something really exciting. This was at the request of Wendy, who asked me to show how to make this modular origami flower. So it's designed by Tomoko Fuse. She's done so many amazing modular pieces, and it's very interesting because from what I understand, as a child she'd been unwell in hospital, and that's where she really got going on origami. And that's the environment which I found as well. Origami is very helpful, but actually now we're all kind of confined in a weird way. Our lives are quite full of the sort of anxiety, uncertainty, and anything we can do that's positive to help our mind is clearly a good thing. And it's also, I think, lovely that you can just use any piece of paper. So I'm going to show you how to fold this from A4 letter paper, depending where you are. And so we'll have to make 5 little pieces of paper first of all, and then I'll show you how to fold. Hello, Stephen. Thank you for joining us. Much appreciated. Amanda, hello, everyone. Yes. Hello to you all. I'll wait just a few minutes because it often takes people a little time to arrive. So I'm thinking of this as an event and no one's here spot on time, are they? Hello, Penny. It's nice just to welcome people. So this one I've made from quarters of an A4 paper, and then I've done a bit of colouring in as well. I've rather enjoyed adding some colour at the end, so maybe that's something you'll experiment with. Here's one that I made with some nice little 6 by 6 centimetres pieces. Hello, Jennifer. That's already cut. So, but I'm going to show you each time how to do it from any paper because I figure not everyone has got origami paper. I also found, because these lovely little modular flowers have got little pockets, and it means you can even plug the flowers together. So I had great fun. I sort of just found that was possible and started building up a ball of flowers, what's called a Kusadama. And the idea of Kusadama is they make you feel better or fun. They do to build something. Can you see? You can look into it. So I've got all the flowers on the inside. It's like a little kaleidoscope. I rather love how you can see a little beautiful dreamy world inside there. Huh? Or I could say that you can have the flowers on the outside, but I quite like that they were hidden. So I'll be showing you how to make one. They're also very nice against the light too, so it may be something to put up in the window. So make sure you have some paper. As I said, I'm going to use white A4 paper, and I'm going to show you right from the basic principles how to first of all make your first 5 pieces of paper, and then I'll take you through the folds. So it seems to vary a bit how people do modular origami. So some people learn how to do one piece and then they do that over and over again. I tend to prefer doing it in batches so that you do a whole load together and take them through each step. And to be honest, I found that that's most efficient when I've done a large number of pieces. It's more restful when you do the same action over and over again than having to go through the whole thing. And I think, hello, folding things. Thank you for joining us. Yes, the origami gang, definitely. So I'm going to show you to fold them all together. And I think that's more restful actually as well. But it's up to you. Some people can do things in a different way. But I found that a very enjoyable way of working. I think repetition is quite calming actually, because the first time you're like, oh, I'm not sure what I'm doing. Second time you do it, you're beginning to get used to it. And then by the end of the 5, then you're very much used to it. So I'm going to wait just 1 more minute, give people 5 minutes to arrive, and then we can get going. So definitely dig out your paper. And as I said, you could, hello, Wendy. You could also at the end colour it as well, because I've rather enjoyed colouring the areas. So there's actually more areas I could have coloured in there. So maybe that's something to experiment with. Great, we've got 9 of us. I'm thinking of us as a nice little group around the table. And I'm trying to think what number of folds this has been so far. Maybe something like 19. I'm going to do definitely one next week. At some point in August, either the week after the next or the week after that, I'm maybe going to take a 2-week break just because I feel as if I ought to not be a hypocrite, look after my own well-being. And I absolutely love this, but just give myself a little break to recharge and come back in the new season a little bit fresh, because I think we're all it's a bit of a long slog, isn't it, all of this? So I think the more we can look after ourselves, the better, and get outside a bit more in the summer. So I'm going to grab my board, something to press on. Great. So our first step will be, first of all, making 5 pieces of paper. So get my A4 paper. All ready, everyone? I can't hear you. We'll see who arrives, who joins us. Right. Directing it down. So all I'm wanting to do is make 4 pieces of paper here. So simply take your A4, fold it in half. And actually this using quarters of the A4 is quite a nice size actually. I think it's a really good size flower. And yet I'm afraid we have to go into the second piece of paper because we need 5 petals for it to look really good. So as always, be nice and accurate with origami. Really line up those corners. Give good, strong, hard folds because that's what will give it the strength. Excellent. You're all ready, Eric. Hopefully you're joining us with the folding and the tearing in a moment. So again, I'm keeping everything very simple. So I can also, because I've done a good strong fold, and split your piece of paper in half. And as always, just shout up. You need me to explain things. It's not working. I know I can't see it, but I will do my best. So we're just simply dividing them in half again. That's it. And it would be lovely if any of you wanted to share the flowers that you've made. I've got a Facebook group called Join the Fold, Origami to Beat Boredom, and my Twitter feed at Dr. Lizzie Burns. So I always love seeing pictures of things that people have made. It's just so special to feel we're doing this together in a moment of time. We've done 2. Hopefully you'll do the same. So again, folding that in half. And all this accuracy is important because if things start off bad, they do get worse. Start off well, it will all keep on course nicely, and everything works better that way. Again, tearing that up. We're going to have to do the same thing on the other sheet of paper, but we'll only need a quarter. Done 4. And other piece of paper. Probably quite a few people have got their origami paper, so I hope you don't mind waiting. Or maybe you'll try doing it from just A4 paper. And another quarter. I've ended up rather enjoying the torn edges actually. It's almost a little bit against the perfection that you think of as origami, but there's something nice. You can see little fibres of the paper. That can be nice. Particularly I enjoyed that with the rabbits, the little bit of organic side to it. It really matters, and actually the flower, it's nice too. So hopefully have you all got 5 pieces of paper? Nice and neat. We'll make those into squares next. I'm sure you know what to do, but again, I'm always trying to show you from basic principles. Again, for each one, take a corner, line it up along that edge, nice and neat, nice and straight, like so. And then what you want to do is get rid of this. Excellent. Yes, please do folding things. Yes, please do share. That would be lovely. And also other things that you're folding. It's gone a little bit quiet at the moment in the group, but more things you can share, the more you'll encourage others, or where you've learnt these folds from. It's a good group. There's over 200 people, so it's a good sized group. And again, getting rid of this strip. So I realise all this takes a little bit of time, but you know what? We're here for the whole hog. Put it there. Getting rid of that. Hopefully you're getting on with your little heap of 5. It's amazing how even just 5 takes time. The ball was 60 pieces, I think, in the end. It's a little bit unusual because I was making separate flowers and then joining them together. Right, next one. Just as you go. Hopefully you're getting the idea of what to do. So I rather like the modular. I was thinking it was a little production line. I rather like that. These rectangles to make shopping list. Oh, very good idea. Yes, I have been also using my little cut-off bits from all of these demonstrations And normally I would keep all my origami, but I have to say this is too much to keep. Maybe I should put them out in the streets, but then I've touched them, so it's a little bit hard to know what to do with spare origami. We've got some guinea pigs, also paper ends up being a little bit their bedding, so really not doing those lines very perfectly. Just goes to show, hey. But as I said, I've quite enjoyed the roughness of it. There we go. Side. Yeah, this is before we get going on the origami, hey. Hope you don't mind going through all of this, but as I said, I'd rather we get rid of that one. It'd be quite a small shopping list in my case, anyway. I tend to try to do as big a shop as possible, drag as much back from the shops. I've been getting up at a ridiculous 6:30 in the morning just to go and shop, so it's nice and quiet. How our lives have changed. Okay, I've got random little bits there. You may have the same thing too. Don't worry too much. It's all part of its beauty. There we go. Next. I can't see where you're at, but there we go. I just find knowing what you've got to do as a little tiny heap of things is quite relaxing. So I've tended more naturally to prefer modular origami once I got going on that. I just love seeing these patterns emerge. Oh, ukulele, that sounds fun. Oh, yeah, I've been intrigued seeing these instruments. That's something I should do at some point. There's always so much to do, isn't there? And then getting rid of this as well. And just, I think it represents such care that so many people have discovered things inspired by each other and have been kind enough to share. In this case, Tomoko Fuse, who has done so much. Just so inspiring. Normally, my things, I always make my own things up. Poems and writing and drawing and painting. Oh, it's 7:30. Well done, Stephen. Yeah, I could get up at 6:30. It's ridiculous. It then leaves me very tired the rest of the day, I have to say, but never mind. Yeah. Oh, I'm glad everyone was wearing a mask. I saw at least 3 people who weren't, even at that time. I was a little bit annoyed by that. Right. Has everyone done their 5 squares? And I realise they're all they look like triangles, don't they? So our next step, but please do say if you're still kind of chopping up and tearing your pieces, because I don't want to leave anyone behind. It's definitely one we all need to keep together as a group. So if you open them up, are you ready? It's good news, Stephen. Yeah, they absolutely should be. I've rather enjoyed making my own, actually. I found that rather restful too. So if you take a piece and then fold it in half, just making a rectangle now. So that's your first step of the fold. 5 squares, excellent. Yeah. And I guess people, they're reticent. I can understand wearing a mask. It doesn't feel that natural, and it does mean that you don't want to speak much, but that's a good thing. And I'm sorry, but illness and death is certainly not convenient. So really, please, everybody make an effort. I think, unfortunately, here, the sort of message has been, no, what supermarkets won't tell you to wear them. Which the colour side? I think, hello. Lovely to join. Thank you so much for joining us, Angela. Yes, so we need 5 pieces. I'm out of the house just now. Perfect. Well, thank you for logging in and saying hello. So colour-wise, I think it's the colour. I think that this would be white and colour on the outside. I think, yes, I think so. Either way, it'll be nice, actually. Yeah, so here for supermarkets, quite a few people, supermarkets have said that they won't enforce it. So people aren't going to be really fine. There aren't going to be police officers looking at it. That's not very good. That doesn't send the right message. It's serious and it's important. It should be enforced, because once people just do whatever they want, it leaves us all in danger. That's not good as a society. It's too selfish. There we go. Sorry, it's meant to be calming, isn't it? Yes, it's good to know you're there as well, Angela. Thank you. So our next step, are you all up at this point? Have you made your 5 just in half? I hope so, but please do say if not. And as I said, Penny, I think they're coloured on the outside. So you've just had lots of time watching us chop up paper, haven't you? Okay, next step. Great. Have you? Excellent. I've been chopping up old t-shirts, my daughter's old leggings and things, and making them. And I've rather enjoyed it. There's some great YouTube videos how to make these t-shirt materials particularly good. So our square, if you open it up, and what I want you to do is to fold in a straight line. And again, really take your time, because lining it all up, getting it accurately through that point in a straight line. And on the other side, yeah. I've been decorating some of my masks too, cutting out little hearts and stitching those on, or some little patterns. Well, when I wore my mask of a morning, a person serving me Tesco said, "Oh, you're making your own." So it's now a talking point. There we go. So each one of these, take the side and bend it to a straight line. Yeah. It's a cultural shift, isn't it? I think, in Asia, people have been very good at doing this, and for some reason, people have almost felt a bit threatened here by that. I reckon a lot of it's a reminder. We don't really like to be reminded that things aren't, that we need to wear them, but sorry, we do have to think about it a bit. It's clearly going to make a difference. I think the important thing is with masks is obviously not to touch the front of them, because you may be filtering stuff. So they look like little houses. I'm just stacking them up as I go along. How are you getting on? Are you getting the hang of it? So opening it up, doesn't matter which end. And actually those diagonal lines all help later on down the line. Again, into the middle. See, my edges are a bit rough and ready. But as I said, it has its own charm as well. Paper is an extraordinary material. It's made of these lovely, beautiful little wooden fibres. Probably why it's so beautiful is because it's organic. It was once alive. There we go. And how paper is where most of our culture is kept. And one time I did a session with a team group, and I rather like to get out some paper, and someone was like, "Where's the pen? Well, don't we need a pen?" I was like, "No, we don't need a pen," and it slightly blew his mind that no pen was involved. Oh, well done, Eric. I hope they're feeling a bit better. I guess with most things, usually exercise is a good thing, even if things don't. Obviously, not to push yourself too much, but to keep doing things, because that will help. With joints and pains, often we want to sort of rest up if things don't feel good. It's the same with things like back pain, isn't it? Not to rest up, but to do things right. Again, folding into the middle. Again, I can't quite tell where you are at, so I hope this is about the right sort of speed. Hopefully you're getting the idea. After you do one, then you know what you're doing for the others. So as I said, some people will do do one piece through the whole sort of journey, and then start on the second and go through the whole journey again. I tend to do everything together at the same time. I don't know whether most of you do that, if you do modular normally. Oh, wow, 900 years to get here. We're a bit slow, aren't we? Wow, 900 years. Oh, that's mind-blowing, isn't it? Thanks for sharing that. Very thought-provoking. So have you got 5 ones that look like this? I hope so. And I will happily pause. So if any of you are like, "No, I'm not yet ready," please do say. I know there's a little lag, but I can wait a moment just to check that you're all ready. So our next step. Are you ready? Yeah, you're ready, Eric. Well done. Is everybody else ready? Does anybody need me to wait? I can't hear you. Got 5. Well done, Jennifer. Excellent. Oh, thank you, folks. Excellent. I feel like I'm just checking around the table that you're all got it. Great. So our next step, here we go. Very pleasing, is to open up one of these flaps, and I want you to fold it in a straight line along that line that you'd opened up. So you opened it up, and what I want you to do is to fold it there. And you have to take a little bit of time and care to really get it again just perfectly through that tip. So I'll definitely be here next week, and I think I'll do a super simple one, because this one will take more time. So I've been alternating a little bit more tricky and then more simple, and they all have value and they all have a beauty. And that way, hopefully, it keeps everyone on board. And it's, yeah, so I reckon about 20 folds so far. Amazing, hey? So it should look like that, and then you can close up those little flaps too, and that's what it should look like. Rather nice shape. You can see it's going to be top of the petal. So again, opening it up, folding along that line. Again, you should get to know what you're doing quite quickly. I think it's more efficient this way to do them all in one go. You just have to be very patient. One time I did one of the wonderful Bachetta stars, and I did one which was 270 pieces. It's actually in the library, so I've not got it here to show you, but I loved it. Thankfully, I used quite small pieces, 6 centimetre pieces, which I cut up myself with a guillotine, actually. And it took me about a week while going on train journeys, those mythical things, and watching telly, doing other things. And I'd happily sit there just folding it. It becomes so automatic. I do it in lots of little batches, but batches I found definitely a good way to go. Okay, now opening each of these up. Great. Oh, is it? Ah, yes. Oh, we're doing a little efficient line of paper aeroplanes. Oh, yes, they do look quite aerodynamic. One of the best. I mean, everyone's made paper aeroplanes, and they're so great because they work. There is still a delight in that. And the little boats, they float. I mean, it's pieces of beautiful engineering with something as everyday as paper, even though it took 900 years to get here. We now take it for granted, the things we should not be taking for granted. Again, the sides, folding into that straight line. Enjoy taking your time. That's why I encourage people to slow down with the origami. That way you'll get it right, and that way I think it'll be more relaxing too. Yeah. The funny thing is, I can't remember doing an awful lot of origami as a child, to be honest. I'm not sure I even remember doing any. I was always making up my own things, so I've sort of only really discovered it as an adult. Almost everybody I met has always done things as a child with origami. I was a little bit different. There we go. My favourite toy were cardboard boxes. What can you make with a cardboard box? There we go. So opening up the flap, folding it in a straight line. Like so. Hopefully you're almost there as well. Got the hang of it. There we go. So when I do them all together, I just enjoy these lovely shapes that start to emerge and put together, and folding them in there. There we go. So hopefully you've got a nice little stack. Are you all ready for the next step? Have you all got 5 of these things? The next step's quite simple after this, but I'll have to lie the paper down. No! Oh, we put back. Yeah, I've heard that the manuals had origami, and that's where a lot of people learned it from my first site. Origami is the ideal home exhibition. Wow. Oh, but say, does this still happen? So it's quite a nostalgic thing, isn't it? The ideal home. I'll do 2 at once. Wow. Fantastic. 5. Excellent. So is everyone ready for the next step? Oh, yeah. Happy memories. And origami is always touching on those memories, isn't it? I think of allowing yourself to still be playful and to do something that's just fun for yourself. It's a really important thing and something I think adults often struggle to do. Excellent, Robert Harbin. Yes, I never saw any of these things. Hello, baby dragon. Oh, so yeah, we've been folding. So I don't know how. Possibly it might be better for you just to watch. It's up to you because this is quite a few steps on. What we did was we made 5. Excellent watching. Good. Seems like a difficult one. Yeah, it is a little bit, but it's lovely as well. Thank you for joining us. That sounds a good idea. I've also done all of these online as well, so you can always go back to the videos. But just enjoy this little journey. Excellent. It's to oh, that's gorgeous. I love it. Our purpose in life is to make and share memories. It's the only thing we can have, isn't it, really? So our little, what looks like a lovely little paper aeroplane. So if you take the side and you fold it into the middle, you're sort of almost giving it, tightening up the petals a bit. Often trying to think what it is that's doing. Sometimes with animals it can be a lot more mysterious how you get there, but with this I think you can see that. And again the other side, so you're taking the outside and you're folding it to the middle line. Take your time and be really exact. So yeah, and baby dragon, we're all encouraging people just to take their time and enjoy it. We're actually chatting away at the same time. Before we were talking about masks and how important it is to wear them and even make your own. That's it. So for each of these, you're again folding into the middle. And yeah, so actually I've been making my own because you need 3 layers of material. I found old t-shirts are very good, or leggings that's kind of flexible, and you do 3 layers. And I've also been leaving a hole at the bottom so you can tuck in a piece of tissue paper, and that's apparently just, yeah, will make a real difference too, a different way of trapping anything. And then you chuck that out and wash it each time they're used. But it's kind of helped me to feel I've made my own thing rather than wearing something that's manufactured. That's it. I saw someone shared some nice images, but they were just images of folding paper to look like masks, but not to actually use paper. So it might be better than nothing. It will be better than nothing, but obviously you should be using proper 3 layers. A bit hard to breathe through paper, I would have thought, but tissue paper is a good thing to include. So hopefully, as you can see, I rather enjoy the patterns that emerge. Oh, did you? Patchwork blanket, yes, with the nice. I sort of gathered these lovely wool things. They're mostly from the one in the background, which you can see on the sofa, is from a secondhand for a charity shop. I just thought it was lovely. And this one, which I'm rather fond of, it's very lovable, is from a lovely charity near to where I live called Restore, for people with mental health problems, and they encourage people to do creative things. So in support of recovery through doing things. And actually I've done some origami workshops for them as well, which were really lovely. I think it's a really lovely way of bringing calm and focus, achievement. I do encourage people to be a bit ambitious, but it helps when I'm there in person. So obviously it's a little bit harder with this. But I hope you're enjoying watching Baby Dragon, because it's a lovely thing, just watching hands. Calming thing, and knowing that we'll get there. And this way you can just enjoy seeing the process. I'm sure wonderful things will be happening in your brain anyway. So hopefully, have you all made 5 of these little things? Yeah, it's a bit of a journey, this one, isn't it? But I think that's special. And next week I'll be doing, I think, something simple, because I think it's good to do a real mixture. Yeah, I agree. The sort of knitted things. Well, it's something that would take so much time. Maybe people get going on these things again, given that people have got more time at home. Make your own cozy things. Yeah, this is a 5-piece one. So what we're making is one of these. And you could make it with 4 petals. You could make it with 6, but there's something very pleasing about a 5. Great, ready, excellent. So our next step, here we go. Is everybody else ready? Anybody who needs me to wait? Because we're here as a group. So I'm not going to leave anyone behind, but you do have to say because I can't actually see. That's how. So our next step is, I'm just having to look at it myself, is to take the corner and fold it up in a straight line, like so. So taking your side there and you're folding it into a nice straight line, all lined up and through that corner, like so. Can you see? So that's what you're doing for each one. Let's check that's the right way around. Yeah. Otherwise I'm doing it upside down. But it turns out all these things are possible. So again, each one, do find it easier on the surface, this one, so that it all lines up. Again, I'm just enjoying the patterns here. Very pleasing. Hope you're enjoying going through all these little patterns too. And I think, in a way, when we're most unhappy is when we feel that things are out of our control, that life's a bit out of order. And so I really reckon there is something very special about origami, because it does bring you order, and that will be bringing order into your brain as well. We like things to work, we like things to make sense, and somehow out of this it does. There we go. So hopefully you'll have 5 of these things. Does that work for you? Yeah, I agree. Actually, I've been really enjoying during this time of lockdown. I've been going for runs, and because there's so much time by yourself now compared with other people. Normally, if you're with someone, you're chatting away and you're not really looking around you. But when it's just you and the world, I found myself looking at paths which are just made of kind of gravel and things, and spotting little fossils, because our minds love picking out little patterns. Anything that's living, organic, well, once was, it's more the shells, are very strong structures, really grabs your eye, and I've been enjoying that. Excellent, you're ready, Eric. Well done. Lots of force going into this, isn't it? I hope that'll be good for your fingers in a strange way, that exercise. Does anybody need me to wait with that one? Just let me know, otherwise we'll get you on to the next step. We're doing well, actually, because I did think this could take an hour, but I don't think it will. I think it will be less. You may be glad to know. Although I normally show a much quicker one. This is a more ambitious one again. I think the daisy's been the very hardest, and this is probably, yeah. Is everyone a hint? No, I don't think so, actually, Baby Dragon. Sometimes we have a couple of people. I think, actually, I would guess quite a few people who do origami normally. Some people who don't do origami, I don't know. Is Eric, I don't know where you're from, but you're very welcome. It's lovely. I'm actually, amazingly, I'm going to be running an origami group with great thanks to an amazing folder who's in Nigeria. So I'm going to be running an origami workshop in Nigeria on Sunday. I find that mind-blowing and brilliant. It's so fantastic what's possible now. So that's using Zoom. Okay, so our next step is to open this up. And we've got, I like to think, this little tongue sticking out. So that little tongue, you can turn it round and tuck it in. Yeah, it should be really interesting. I'm really excited about doing that. Right, I'm going to direct it down. So it was closed like that. Opened it up and tucking that in. There we go. So again, opening it up. Oh, you're in Leeds. Oh, excellent. We're spanning all sorts of places. I would guess maybe countries. Excellent. And certainly cities. But we're together as a little group at the moment. It's a lovely thing. There we go. Opening it up. I'm in Oxford. And my colleague, I would guess, will be in London. Oh, Nick Robinson's in Sheffield. Nick Robinson's someone who does a lot of folding and designing, particularly planes, I seem to remember. I don't know if I'm right about that. Okay, opening it up. Little tongue. Let's take that tongue away. If you need me to explain anything in more detail, please do say. Paper in Nigeria, maybe. Cotton load. Oh, I don't know. No, it looked like paper to me. Yeah, I think so. So I'd come across through my Twitter feed. I think I just got curious because I guess more time at home. And I'd spotted that there was quite a few people sharing photos of origami folds they'd made. It looked like out of plain white paper as we're doing, and then decorated, very decorative. And I just got really intrigued, and I realised it was all down to one person. Thoroughly recommend looking up Oliver Toby. His website is I Folded It. Yeah, I think that's it. And very, very similar work actually to what I've been doing. So it's so nice to feel like, wow, there's someone else doing the same thing. And he's actually also a scientist in background too. Lots of origamists can be scientists. So are you ready for the next step? We've tucked in that little tongue. We're not far off now, but we've got one more fairly important step here. So, I would imagine a cotton paper would be much better, wouldn't it? Stronger? Oh, I suppose it behaves differently, maybe. Excellent. Well done. Okay, cool. You're ready. Right, let me see. It's always tricky doing it back to front. So what I want you to do is open it up. Right, there's this diagonal line. That's quite useful, actually. Push that up. Push that up like so. And then there's a top flap. Much stronger. So you could do some really good things with it, actually. Maybe that's where we should be getting our origami paper. So this top flap, bring that down. And you'll see there's almost a little square there. And shape the side. And then it will all flatten up together. Do you see? Let me do that one again. Do let me know if it's not making sense. So opening it up. Pushing up underneath that diagonal. Baby dragon, hopefully you can just enjoy watching. Yes, you're in London. Oh, it's very strange not being there. So I work in UPH and this is part of my work, really. Just trying to encourage community. So pushing up underneath that diagonal. And then there's this top flap. Pull that down. And you will find that you sort of need to reshape it a little bit. There. So trying to do it upside down. Sometimes it's just a bit too difficult upside down. So keeping that a nice straight line, and then you'll be able to push that down like so. Is that working for you? I really hope so. Reversing the fold. Yeah. True. Opening it up. And it's all about, although you can look, it's not the same quite as doing it yourself, because then you're having to really understand how it works. So pushing up underneath that diagonal and then bringing that down, and you're right, having to reverse a bit of fold there, like so. Great, I'm glad that's working for you, Eric. So presumably, Eric, you must do lots of origami. I'm guessing you do. So there's a whole mixture of people here, aren't there? Doing what I'm doing upside down. It's a bit harder. If in doubt, do it the right way around. Yeah, so it should look like that. So you've got this nice square each time. Yeah, I make it look so easy. I know. It doesn't feel easy when it's back to front, actually. Oh, you would get there. You would get there. But it requires a lot of patience. Yeah, this isn't the first thing to start with, is it? So pushing that up and then bringing that down. The thing is, if you break it down slow enough, it will start to work. And actually, more is possible than you think. And it's certainly easier when I'm here in person to actually touch your piece of paper and show you. But at least this can work. That's right. So open it up. So next week I will definitely do a simple fold, because I think I'm definitely trying to do a good mixture. This was a requested one. Pushing that up underneath that diagonal line. Bringing that down. Oh, wonderful British Origami Society. So it's only because of Angela, who appeared briefly, getting in touch with me. I never thought of myself as an origamist. I didn't even know there was such a thing. Or the British Origami Society. And it's made such a difference to feel part of a community and to feel such care and encouragement. And it's all about passing on and encouraging, and it's lovely. I really recommend it. At the moment, it's just, from what I understand, just £5 to join, and there's really cheap papers, and you get a really nice magazines as well. I think it's probably the online magazine there, but there we go. Great. So has everybody got that? We're almost there, actually. We're not too far off. Everything else will be easy after that. That's the difficult bit. So yes, you're ready. So if you close down that little flap where that tongue was, hopefully you've got a nice little neat looking shape like that. So maybe if we do that for all of them first. As you see, I'm doing this in a little bit of a production line. So like that, close the flap. And it all looks nice and neat. Oh, that's very sweet of you. Yeah, I've quite enjoyed learning backwards. Oh, thank you. It's funny because it's maybe it's the imposter syndrome thing, because so far, well, I've made up just a tiny bit of origami, but not much. This is mostly origami from others. But you know what? And everything else I do, I honestly I do my own new thing. So I feel like I can just rest up and enjoy this, because it's just amazing what people have found. And let's admire and enjoy other people's work and their kindness to pass it on. And I still feel like such a amateur learning, but that's okay. It means I can identify with you all, or those who have, are learning. So Baby Dragon, honestly, I am still learning. It may sound unbelievable, but then again, as a scientist, I felt like that as well, that you're always learning. And actually, you are always learning. That is the right attitude in life. It's about a good attitude to learning. And you have to be really patient and kind to yourself and encouraging yourself. Yeah, exactly. We are scholars. We are all learning. And doing new things is exciting. It's a bit scary too, isn't it? So how can you make it fun to... Oh, from Manchester, Amanda. Lovely. How can you make things fun in order to overcome that fear of the unknown, of new things? But it just improves you, and I think it gives you confidence that you can do more than you think. So I think there's definitely good messages in there. Right, your piece now. This is almost like the inside nice bit of your petal. I'm just going to show you. So you can see where it matches up. So what I want you to do next is where you can see that. Wow, 50 years and still learning. Brilliant. Gosh, that's amazing. So if you fold it in half, so you've got this inside bit of the petal, keep that on the outside. That's what I want you to do. Let's just do that. Again, I'm going through every little step like this, just because I think it's more calming if we just do the same one little bit of a step at a time. So just simply fold it in half. This is a quick step, isn't it? See, I enjoy those little patterns. Folding in half. I found the white paper here. Yeah, true. And I think you're keeping your inner child alive if you keep up with the origami. The thing is, this actually what gives us pleasure is often can be quite simple. It's simple and yet it's complex at the same time, which is, that's like everything really, isn't it, as well? So much you can learn from paper. There really is. Great. 6 decades. Woohoo! Wow, can't compete with that lot, but there's no competition, is there? It's just you've kept up what you enjoy. That's amazing. Oh, thank you for joining me. I'm like the spring chicken. I've only been doing this, I think, for about 9 years origami. 5 minutes. Exactly. We're all learning. Right, so our next step, everyone, is you've hopefully got a little piece like this. Looks like, I don't know why I keep on thinking it's like a little penguin or a little person, kind of its head up, looking quite proud. So if you hold it like this, I'm just going to check that I know what I'm doing here. So if you take this little bottom corner and you're going to fold it so it goes into a straight line. And you'll find that there is a little tiny gap there, that's fine. Again, I rather like these shapes, it's a lovely shape. You could, while you're there, and then you really have finished your modular piece, is this little corner you can fold back to there. So you're making a little zigzag. Can you see it? I'm really lining that up. Again, this isn't that easy to do back to front, but can you see? And that's it. That is actually your petal there. But let's just do one thing at a time. But then we'll be able to assemble our flower. Woohoo! So again, looks like this. Bring it up into a sort of horizontal line. And then take this little edge and bring it to that opposite one. So you're sort of getting rid of it sticking out. Like so. And then we'll assemble it. It does assemble quite easily, although the last one slotting it together is a bit trickier. Oh, yeah, many layers, it's true. Can you push onto something else, or does that not work? Yeah. Well, yeah, I think some of the most inspiring sessions I've had, I had some origami sessions with people with MS and strokes, and actually unable in some cases to really use their hands much at all, or maybe only using one hand. Really struggling, but you know what? We're so determined. I was amazed. I didn't realize you could do origami with one hand, and I was using little clips to help get things in place. Excellent. That's a good idea. Yeah. Fine. There's always a way. There's always a way if you're determined to do things. And again, that little point to that point. So I was really inspired by working with people who are in such a difficult position. And there are people who are blind as well who do origami. It's all about touch. It's all about structure. And that's very inspiring too, isn't it? Because people go, "Oh, my eyesight's not good enough. I can't do it." Well, you can feel things too. You know, it is about the attitude partly. If you're really determined, you will get there. So where it's smooth at the bottom, again, folding it up like so, and back. Once we've done this, oh, I was right. It is closer to an hour, isn't it? Sorry, today is not the half-hour one, but that's all right. I knew it'd take a bit longer. Hope you don't mind. And this is quicker, I think, that we've done them all together rather than each one individually. Can you imagine how long it would take to do 60 of these? The thing is, you get faster with time. And it is partly because I'm trying to get nice and slow to show you, and things speed up with time. Like any learning, it's the first bit that's been hard, and then it gets easier. Oh, there we go. And where are you based, Eric? Where are you? Unless I missed that. Are you in Britain or are you in another country? I'm just curious. It's like being round the table and going, "Oh, where are you from?" Yeah, I'm in Oxford. So have you all? Wow, Preston. Some reason I was thinking you're in another country. I don't know why I had that feeling. Completely wrong. Can't tell anymore, can we? There we go. So hopefully, have you all done 5 of these? Again, I want to wait so that we're all ready together. You'll find that you can slightly open them up. So this is like the petal with a bit at the side, and it's the bit that will plug into the other petal. Preston too. No. Ah. Oh, it's another. Maybe it does feel like another country. Yeah. So each of these you'll be able to open. You've got this little bit at the side. And then we're all ready to put our flower together. I've done from Lincolnshire. Cool. Oh. Yeah, and people nearby as well. Sometimes I've been joined by someone from Oxford. It's like, wow, how amazing. Yay. There we go. So are you all ready? Ready to build your flower? Love countries in the 1950s, I see. Yeah, there are plenty of areas like that. Well, I have to say at the moment, I'm so enjoying being in Oxford because I feel like this buzz of creativity, incredible focus, incredible hard work from scientists here. It really does give me hope. I hope it's giving you hope as well, that people are applying everything to try and help get us out of this pickle, and that does feel like a real hope. Okay, brilliant. You're ready. So I'm enjoying the feel of being somewhere where all that knowledge is going to make a difference. Let's keep rooting for them. Here we go. So you've got Petal. The principle is a really nice, easy one, actually. So on one side, you've got a bit that will stick out, and the other side is a little pocket. Can you see? So what you want to do is feed one of these into the pocket. So you should be able to push it in and keep it effectively. Oh wow! Yeah. Oh, that's nice. People. Yeah, that was the first one that I came to. What luck when I got in touch. Oxford was the one that was happening. Can you see? I just pushed that in. So you're sort of effectively matching those triangles. So you're pushing one into there. And because there's a little ridge in there, it actually really helps to hold it together. It's a really nice kind of lock. And that's what you do for each one, each time. You've got one of these that sticks out, put it into the next petal, which has got a little pouch in there, like so. But yeah, this is no quick fold, that's for sure. But hopefully the feeling of satisfaction as a result will be good. Very good. Oh, sorry, Jennifer. Really not showing it well. There I was, happily thinking it was easy, and it's not. Right. So what you've got here is each petal has a bit that can plug into the next one. So if you look on your petal, the other side here, you've got a little pouch. Can you see? And it means that you'll be able to take one of these, and this is actually a triangular shaped. Sorry, I'm trying to get in a position I can show you. So it's triangular shape, and if you push it in and you keep it this sort of angle, what you're doing is matching up this triangle with this triangle in there. Oh, that's fair enough. Jennifer, gosh, well done trying to do this with kids around. Not easy. So can you see? I was able to push that into there. And yeah, it takes a little time, but it will fit really nicely once it's in. Can you see? I mean, it just won't fall apart. It's a really beautiful way of assembling it. And again, the next you'll have another little pouch there. And again, where you've got that little bit sticking out, you can again plug that in. It's very clever. This is like amazing Lego, but more complicated still, isn't it? And so keep going. Again, where you've got one of these, you should be able to push it in. Is that working for you, Jennifer? Do you need any more explanation there? You should be able to then start pushing them in. The toughest ones at the moment looks like a sort of a cross. You could keep it that way, but it's a bit flat. The 5 looks really nice. So your final one will probably feel a bit trickier. That's okay. Be patient with yourself. Again, you've got a little pouch there. Then I am going to again push that in. You'll feel all fingers and thumbs when you're by this point because it all feels quite sort of full. I find if you straighten it out, and then obviously you've got this one to push in to that pocket, so it's a little bit tricky. I think I need to have a play with it. Yeah, it is. It's playing with it. You will find that it does get to the right angle. Be very patient with yourself. If anything, it's more that you have to learn from yourself, seeing how they fit together. It's pretty hard on the screen to explain. And because that's not exactly what's happening in your own hand, hard to hold the 4 when it is hard to hold the 4. You're all fingers and thumbs by this point. So I've got a final little pocket, and I'm going to try to push this in, and you'll have to curve it around, and it'll feel like everything's falling apart, but it will. Again, be patient. You'll get there. Just take your time. And it will all sort of, it may even feel like it's coming apart a bit, but you'll be able to shift everything around, and hopefully it starts to come together. And each sort of petal goes a bit up and down. I find it comes to shape a little bit more when you start. And I hope it might have come together for you. Wasn't the easiest, was it? But God, feel the buzz of satisfaction when it does come together. And if you do need to keep fiddling with it, you'll get there. Yeah, it is amazing, isn't it? It also looks really nice against the light. Let's see if I can show you. Can you see? Really nice against the light too. So it's quite a nice one to put up in the window. You can also, as I was colouring each little side here as well, that's what I did with my one. And I think there's various layers actually that you could. Can I watch? Yes, you can. He's made his own videos too. Oh, well done, Jennifer. Oh, excellent. Ready and complete. Yes. Let me see if I can send you a little link for Oliver Toby. So let me see. Also, his website's really worth looking at. I've just been amazed to find him. I'm so excited to find him. Really, really nice chap. Let me see. I'm going to copy and paste. Oh, I think that this is it. So if I put this in, I'm tempting to do a little bit of multitasking here. Here we go. This is the YouTube, which is never very distinctive, is it, when you do it that way? But I will also copy and paste his website too. You'll see lots of pictures of happy smiling people and quotes. So it just felt very familiar actually from my own work too. There we go. Let me copy and paste that. So there you go. That's also really nice. So yeah, I hope you can colour, maybe you can put them up in the window if you get the chance, or you don't have to at all. But if you feel like it, I'd love to see photos of what you've made, because I'm not able to see you, but you're able to see me. So I will definitely be here. I was right, wasn't I? It was an hour. I did suspect it would take us an hour, but I think we did well. And it really encourages you to take time out, and you're so focused on the task that everything else disappears, and that's a really healthy thing to do. Excellent. Yeah, and there is something actually about those sort of graphic designs, isn't there? They've been doing lots of lovely decorating as well. So I'll be back next week at 2, and it's probably going to be more like a quarter of an hour one. It'll be a much shorter one and a simpler one. And then possibly I may be taking a 2-week break. I will let you know, not necessarily going anywhere, but I guess just trying to make that effort to have a bit of variety. It's hard, isn't it, without going away? We took so much for granted. Now's the time for gratitude, and hey, we can find joy in the smallest things, it turns out. And origami is certainly a brilliant way to give yourself that variety and that care. So thank you ever so much, everyone, for joining and to being together. Yay, bravo. Exactly. So I thought, yes, I should take a break at some point, just not to be a hypocrite, because I will also make sure you look after yourself. And then I'm really unwilling to take a break myself, then that's a little bit not a good example, is it? So, but I will let you know. Thank you for joining us, Baby Dragon, as well, one of my colleagues from UCH. So thinking of everyone there at the moment. Staff and patients, and yeah, so let's keep up our cheer with some paper. And yeah, and I will be here next week, so it's just to give you advance notice that there will be a little break at some point, but I'm basically here every Wednesday at 2 otherwise. Yeah, so have a lovely rest of your week. We've made it halfway through, and I will see you next week, hopefully. Or I'm recording the videos as well, so you can always join that way. Share with friends and family, encourage them to have a go. Why not? Okay, bye-bye. Lovely to sort of see you all. Bye bye.